Pyre, Part 3. Continue your journey. Come dawn, you find Hedwyn and Jadariel assessing the current situation with the minstrel. Are you most certain? Aye, madam. I make no claim the journey shall be pleasant, but it is necessary. Hedwyn motions to you as they continue talking. Seems we'll have some work to do once we arrive in Flagging Hands. Let's get going, soon as you're ready. Sooner we get there, sooner we can leave. You've not yet been to this region of the downside. The lone minstrel knows a relatively safe route down into the Flagging Hands region. Hey, what's up, broski? Welcome. Good to see ya. Consider how to proceed. The Flagging Hands region has an oppressive air about it. There has to be a path forward. Interact to resolve this event. Flagging Hands region proves as dismal as Jadariel indicated. The air is thick and foul. How far to the pit of Malith? According to the stars, the next rite shall soon commence here. A fetid den in which the witch Malith sealed the physical form of Yislak Astralborn, or Islak. All the way across the marshlands on the coast. Reader, would you join me in the wagon for a moment? We have matters to discuss. Jadariel and Hedwyn exchange looks, then she turns to you. Go see what he wants. Thanks for your time, reader. I have something for you on behalf of my client. Before you is an artifact called the Beyonder Crystal, an ancient artifact connected to the rites. Should the reader manage in your eyes, present the crystal only then. What? Oh, should the reader manage in your eyes, present the crystal only then. Message to the lone minstrel. You observe a shimmering crystal of some sort besides the Book of Rites. As you've surmised, the triumvirates you are to confront during the rite shall stop at nothing to prevail against you. They have prepared for this for quite some time. The Beyonder Crystal may help ensure that you are well prepared in turn. It is a resource now at your disposal, to be used at your discretion. Gaze upon it, and you shall see what I mean. Henceforth, you may use the Beyonder Crystal. It is calling you. Take a closer look. A shimmering crystal inscribed with glyphs beyond your understanding. You look upon the shimmering surface of the Beyonder Crystal. Some of your senses fail, though you retain a hold over your consciousness. An apparition appears before you, clad in the raiments of the rites, but incorporeal. I sense that you're not a total idiot. She reaches for the clasp on her mask. So, the Nightwings have returned. Oh, but where are my manners? You must be their lovely reader. Please, call me Sandra. She is a wraith expelled for eternity within the Beyonder Crystal and bound to serve the rites. We met briefly before when you first beheld the book, when you were struck inside of it. I was among the phantoms your companions banished there, no doubt stroking their egos. You listened well enough to that damned voice. Now I suggest you listen well to me. Described within the book, it calls to you during the rites and reminds you of your exile. I am bound in servitude to you, along with any idiots whose freedom happen to be intertwined with yours. I know the rites better than anyone. I soon can whip you into shape if you but take advantage of my services. First, I offer scribe trials to those friends of yours. If they can pass, it shall be worth their while and yours. Sandra's series of special challenges, custom tailored for each of your fellow exiles. That sounds fun. Secondly, my Beyonders and I avail ourselves for practice rites should you be so inclined. The Beyonders, a spectral triumvirate banished for eternity and trapped within the rites, led by a wraith called Sandra the Unseeing. Practice rites, no strings training competitions between your fellow exiles and Sandra's Beyonders. Or you can always come and chat and briefly free me from an eternity of boredom, You've unlocked Sandra, or you've invoked Sandra from the Beyonder Crystal. What do you wish to do? Let's do a scribe trial. Indeed. It looks as though one of those failures of yours is ready for a lesson in pain. Who shall brave it? Gotta start with Head One. He's the OG. Ineligible. Oh. Head One must achieve a higher rank in the rites. Oh, so only Rookie can. Let's go, Rookie. You ask Sandra to administer one of her special rites for Rookie. What, the loudmouth cur? Well, I suppose that he is ready, technically. Though I have a litany of reservations about him, but let us bring him forth. Soon, Rookie appears in heat of the summons. Chum, why are you looking at me like that? Alright, what's the big idea, huh? Is some kind of trick you're playing, chum? The apparition Sandra then appears and unfastens her mask. Shut your snout and listen well, Cur. You answer to me here. Huh? What? Your mouth runs quicker than those stubbly little paws. Or stubby. You have much to learn if you have any intent to prevail in the rites. Let us see how you fare without the benefit of your trusted comrades, save for your lovely reader. I guess it's you and me then, huh, chum? Wherever you are. Oh, God. Okay, these are obstacles. So I don't know if you saw this before, broski, but this is kind of like, it's like basketball, I guess, with special abilities. My goal is to grab that big glowing orb and dunk it into their fire, and their goal is to dunk it into my fire. And if I touch their auras, my character gets eliminated temporarily, basically. Like that green aura around them, like that one just got me there, now I'm in trouble. Oh, I dropped it there. And you can like shoot your aura out as a beam, kind of like that. I can jump over auras a little bit with certain abilities. Crap. This is tough. Oh, I got hit. No, I could have dodged that. Dang it. Alright, I got this. I got this. Okay, got that one. Yes. I still gotta do it one more time. Dang it. Oh my gosh. Oh, made it.
Hawkzz! Bobby, come!
That is how we do it, right, chum? It is. And you acknowledge likewise that you did not do it on your own, despite having to face my demon friends all by yourself. You passed my test, Kerr. Congratulations are in order. Both to you and to your lovely reader. Now farewell. What do I get? Oh yeah, and I'll go bottom left. Now we'll stay bottom right. Makes it easier for you guys to read. That Sandra kind of gives me the shakes, know what I mean, chum? Hey, what's that you got? Receive Jomer's Fang for completing the trial. Rank 5 Legendary Talisman. After Rookie casts his aura, it lingers longer than usual. Plus 200%. Ooh. That's pretty nice. The one I have right now is if he dies, he has a chance to come back quickly, but I think this other one's better. It'll let me make kind of blockades and stuff for the enemies. Can I do more? Oh, none of my exiles are worthy. Ask what is on her mind. I do appreciate the effort to make small talk with me, reader. Anything to break from the monotony of staring at the void within this place. Not that I could see it if I tried. She laughs at this, or maybe at herself. Certainly, I could make talk with my fellow Beyonders, trapped here as they are with me. You might expect that we all would keep each other company. There's just one problem there, however. We're all sick of one another. She laughs again, perhaps not at her joke, but instead at her predicament. I do exaggerate to some extent, but there's a certain truth in this. We've been stuck together long enough that we have grown more distant rather than more close. But I'd best not wear out my welcome with the likes of you, as I have long since done with all the others here. So carry on for now, and if those fools with whom you travel learn something, come bring them forth to me, and I shall see to it they learn some more. Farewell. You know where to find me. Continue the journey. You find everyone is feeling rather miserable. You sense just being in flagging hands eats away at one's spirit. Only the Mtizo seems unaffected. Most of your exiles lost one hope for the next rite. A moment, reader. There are several courses we may take through flagging hands. If you choose to prolong your stay, it may be worth your while. However, your companion spirit shall likely suffer more. Cold moat. The north route through flagging hands crosses a mass grave. Great. The lone minstrel says you can get a valuable item if you take a job here. Plague Mon. The middle route through flagging hands cuts straight to the pit of Malith. Headwind suggests taking this faster route will reduce your companion's lost hope. Fallow Field. The south route through flagging hands crosses diseased and wilted plains. The lone minstrel says you can improve a talisman if you take a job here. I think we just don't want to lose any more hope. Yeah, so far the game's cool. I like the art style. Music's been pretty good. The gameplay is just okay so far. We'll see if it gets like challenging or anything. Or intense. I'd rather not lose more hope. You make relatively swift passage across the region. Let's keep going, everyone, just a little farther. While you gave up opportunities to earn more soul along the way, you sense your fellow exiles' spirits would have suffered greatly had you gone the long way. Your companions held to what hope they had. You reach the pit of Malith having lingered in flagging hands as little as necessary. The intense gloom of the region had little time to shake everyone's resolve. Slug Market? Oh, hey you guys, you know, this place, a lot of folks but not a lot of customers. Know what I mean? So have a look around. +2 presence, +2 hope. Something that improves talismans more. I don't need anything. Didn't see anything you like this time, huh? It was not long before the Empire began to crumble. With my liege gone, his own country quickly turned upon itself. I must admit that this collapse had started long before the Emperor's disappearance. His decision to give chase after a myth but hastened the inevitable. All the while, the rope collar stood by, awaiting such a time as he could rule in my liege's stead. He would be our people's savior. His first charge was to organize a search for the missing Solium Myrrh. Warriors, pathfinders, and scholars heard the call and prepared to seek him out. Oh, I need to talk to Jadariel. He sensed Jadariel's steel gaze well before he turned to her. Reader, rummaging about the wagon once again. Tell me something, now that you are here. Look at me. Are you afraid of me? You consider the question. You've never before met someone like her, but do know something of what happens to those who remain in the downside for many years. I don't think so. You're very much aware that she could snap you like a twig at any point. From what you know of her thus far, you sense no need to feel afraid of her. Whatever she may be getting at, you think it's best not to indulge her. No, I'm not scared of you. You tell her that, although you do not know each other well, you do not fear her, and on the contrary, feel safer in her presence. Truly. In that case, I have much work left to do. You shall fear me yet, if you survive this place. Now then, I shall go make my rounds. What the? She walks away. You feel the floor of the wagon shake with her step. She gained hope. There we go. Sometimes people just need a little pick-me-up. Commence the rite. As you make preparations for the coming rite, you wonder if the stars above will even be visible through the dense fog hanging over the pit of Malith. Then... Tizo seems to be very concerned by something in the vicinity. The little imp disappears in a hurry. Oh, is Tizo alright? He was so frightened. He was not frightened. He was issuing a warning. Silence. Everyone, take cover. Jadariel makes quick note of several hiding places among the nearby crags and rotted husks. You wait. Something about the place dampens your senses. All you feel is a creeping dread. Then, from the shadows, a writhing shape slides forward, its hulking form draped in raiments. The shape stops. Slowly, its head turns from one of you to the next, each in turn. Wise of you to hide yourself from us, little nightwings. You trespass on the resting place of the Astroborn. We shall see you when the stars muster the courage to illuminate this place. The creature vanishes into the dark. After a time, your companions reconvene. That was a bog crone. Serpentine creatures native to the Commonwealth's southern bogs, widely feared. Though formerly part of the Commonwealth, the bog crones tend to keep to themselves. Indeed, that was Witch Umwild of the Withdrawn. She's an ancient witch with an unhealthy obsession for Easelok, the Astroborn monstrosity. Withdrawn, a triumvirate of bog dwellers compelled by sinister forces rather than by freedom. Tizo makes clear he has no love of Udmild. Although the rites dictate she cannot harm you bodily. With her, best not to take unnecessary chances. We'll take what chances we can get in all this. Everyone, it's time.
made it, reader. Made it all the way to the detestable pit of Mileith.
I'm gonna have to get off a little bit
So, of
earlier
course,
tonight. Well, I'll
you
tell you
have
in a sec.
disturbed your ancient adversaries, the Withdrawn. The deranged witch who leads them has big plans in store, should she prevail in all this. Now, as you know, I normally would wish you a shameful defeat. But in this case, I wish you a little bit of luck.
So I'm gonna have to get off a little bit earlier tonight. So I'll probably get off here in an hour and a half or so. A little flame as that shall never warm ye here, much less survive the night. Hear us, Easlok. Make the Nightwings suffer. A monstrosity described in myths and ballads, thought slain by the 8 scribes. Even in death, the Astralborn yet feeds upon our world, unsated by its own. Rookie trots forward from your ranks. Listen here, you old bag. You don't scare any of us one bit, you or your buddy Easlok. Now, we doing this or what? The question hangs in the air for longer than is comfortable. It does seem to have drawn Umild's attention, however. Ruki begins to squirm a bit. Then, Udmild moves her slender fingers to her mask. Foolish. Easlok shall grow, Easlok shall grow, Easlok shall grow. He shall consume ye, ere your little flame has died. That we shall ensure. Udmild slides off towards her followers. Ruki remains motionless for a time. Whoops.
Who shall conduct the rites?
Always headwind. He's the leader. We'll go Jadariel as the bruiser.
Jodariel.
And Ruki as our scorer.
Rookie. Ow.
You don't suppose that Crone's got it out for me, do you? No matter where you go, Easlok shall find ye and devour ye. He's got a weird aura.
Now begin. Already does your adversary's flame begin to flicker. Didn't see it coming. Sublime. Yes.
Dang it.
All of the Nightwings banished.
Get up, Ruki. Nice.
Rookie doused the adversary's flames.
Wow.
Yes.
The lifeblood of Easlok, it flows within this lair and beneath this world. His lifeblood, it shall engulf ye in such blackness and despair. Uh-oh.
The witch invokes a profane name I shan't repeat. Best beware of foul sorceries.
Okay, I can't go through that crap.
Engulfed within the order. Ah, yes. Your victory is at hand.
Got him.
Water to drive.
It's hard to score with her. Ah.
Beneath contempt. Somebody get the orb.
Dang it, I could have dodged that.
Abhorrent. The fires wane. And
Easy.
it is done. The Nightwings once again prevail. Accomplished effortlessly, I might add. The rite is ended.
Nice work, everyone. Never thought I'd have to stand against a bog dweller. It would seem our adversaries failed to unnerve us. See? Those bog dwellers, they're just a bunch of hissy talk. Yzlok, we have failed thee, and the deed shall be repaid in blood. As for ye, fools, ye shall be consumed, and everything around ye, from the soil to the stars, ye shall see.
Boundless are the teachings of the scribes. 'Twould seem the exiled Jodariel has
Nice.
a knack for these
Focus,
affairs.
training, prowess, the path towards survival on the blood border. These rites make similar demands of us. When landing from a jump, Jodariel briefly stuns nearby adversaries, making them drop the orb. That's pretty nice. After banishing an adversary, Jodariel instantly recovers all her stamina. That's nice too. Let's get this.
Until the next rite.
Having prevailed against the Withdrawn with ease, you and the others have some moments to recover from the ordeal and the relative safety of the Black Wagon. So, when can we get out of here? What, Greentail? Had enough of Udmild's hospitality for the time? Oh, Jody, yeah, thanks, I'm good. The reader in the stars will point the way, as ever. It's just so far. We've kept on going north. If that's the case again this time. The Sea of Solis spreads north and west from here for untold leagues. I could not tell you that when last a vessel dared to sail those waters. An impossible oceanic expanse pockmarked by crude little islets. Attempts to sail across the drowned sea do not usually turn out so well. Tizo asserts himself during the conversation. What is the matter, little one? Tizo's trying to get you to come look at something outside the wagon. Reader, please go see what he wants. You excuse yourself and follow the imp into the dark of night. You find Faye and the lone minstrel already gazing up at the stars. Can you not read the stars yourself then, Mr. Minstrel? I fear it is not so simple as matters of can or cannot when it comes to me, Faye. We shall see what the reader has to say, for this is his charge. And here he is, in fact. Thank you for fetching him, Tizo. Tizo is happy to have obliged the lone minstrel. Reader, it would seem the skies have cleared to some extent. Please look upon the stars and see where they compel us to go next. Yep, further north. Ories, the Azure Star. The Azure Star burns bright over the ruins of a lost frigate in the Sea of Solis. The rites beckon you still further north, towards the middle of the Sea of Solis. Hey, what's up, Jack Blaze? I don't think I streamed Fortnite, no. I played it a little bit, but I think it was offline. I was okay at it. I got a couple wins. But yeah, I never got really good. The rites beckon you still further north, towards the middle of the Sea of Solis. That's not good. You're joking, right, chum? Does the reader seem the joking type to you, Greentail? We do not argue with the stars. You talk like we can just go ride right out into the water. Pardon my interruption, though. Perhaps we can. Say what? My client, Sandalwood. He has a way of anticipating such eventualities. West of here lies a place called Big Bertrude's. The proprietor is an old companion of his. She may be able to assist us. A small bog dweller outpost at the edge of the sea. All sorts of contraband used to come through there. Some of it fatal if touched or inhaled. Edwin's smile returns. That sounds like our best shot right now. Let's pack it up and move as soon as possible. Can't do any trials, but this is new. Are you sloshing all the way across flagging hands right now? A hideous place, or so I understand, for I can neither see it nor experience its wondrous aroma as you surely can. Although perhaps you're accustomed to it now. The Nightwings of the past mislike the place, of that I can assure you. We share a common misery. Now please leave me to mine, unless there's a service you require me to render at this time. Take care of yourself then. Oh, the minstrel. Greetings, reader. It's good that you're here, for there is something that I wish to tell you privately. Do you have a moment? I shall not keep you long, though I know your time is precious. You bid him to continue and make clear your interest in whatever he has to say. Very well, and thank you for your time. And I should further note, matters that pertain directly to the rites I must reveal to you alone, for thus I am obliged. In any case, when you confronted the withdrawn and witch Umilde, you might recall she tended to invoke a certain name. Islak, the Astralborn. I hesitate to say it even now. You would be forgiven if you took the ravings of Udmilde for mere nonsense. However, her words, as it turns out, ring with a certain truth. Before the union of the 8 scribes, when first they found themselves here in the downside, this land was even less hospitable, if that can be believed. It was ruled over by the greater titans. The one called Islak was the eldest and most fearsome of the lot. Colossal monsters that once roamed the downside. The scribes together slew them one by one, and through this forged their bonds. Just the same, the scribes managed to defeat it. They later used Islak's own hide and ichor to bind the Book of Rites. However, Islak did not truly die, for by some accounts, it seems to be incapable of death. The creature is regenerating even now, though very, very slowly. Its vow is to devour this land and everything in it. Only then can it return unto whatever plane that banished it to ours. So, in a way, it is an exile just like you. If ever should the creature be reborn, it shall be many ages hence. Thus, the ravings of Udmilde are more or less inconsequential for the while. Yet the history of Islak is inexorably linked to the rites, and therefore must be known. I trust your research of the book shall lead you to discover more in time. I hope all this is of some reassurance. And now I leave you to your more immediate concerns. I shall go check to see how everyone is faring at this time. He heads out into the evening, bidding you a good rest of the evening. Continue. Big Bertrude's, a small bog dweller outpost at the edge of the sea. Lone Minstrel says someone here can help you pursue the stars across the sea. This is the place. Let us go to see my client's companion as soon as you're ready. Seek Big Bertrude. Anything I can do here? Nope. Yeah, it's cool. It's got like its own history and background and stuff. The people who made these games are always pretty good at the world building, like Transistor and Bastion. They always make a pretty interesting world. Big Birchtrudes is a sickly gathering of bog dwellers who stay within shadows, yet you can feel their eyes surveying everything. The lone minstrel steps forward. Sandalwood sent us. Those words are enough to make the bog dwellers snap to attention. They emerge from the mud and dark and begin inspecting your black wagon with their strange tools. It's a lot of reading though, my throat hurts. One of the bog dwellers slithers forth. She's larger than the rest, and leaves no doubt that she commands the others. Thou speakest the name Sandalwood. We would know his whereabouts. Reveal them to us. Good day to you, Big Birchtrude. It is a pleasure to meet you at last, for Sandalwood always spoke highly of you and your handiwork. She's a bog dweller once feared and respected in the Commonwealth for her sorcerous work. He did he? In turn, we know who thou must be. Yet thou speakest of the past. Sandalwood, doth he yet live? Speak plain and quickly. To be quite frank with you, madam, I do not know for certain, for I have been apart from him for quite some time, carrying out his will. Though I have every faith that Sandalwood lives. As for his current whereabouts, I understand that he waits us somewhere near Wakingwood beyond the waters. A labyrinth of a forest on the western half of Black Basin. Few know their way around in it. The path to the sacred Mount Alodio lies far beyond those suffocating woods. We wish to seek him there, though as you can see our wagon is ill-suited for the task. The one called Birchtrude frowns at this, studying the lone minstrel all the while. Indeed. Then leave us, return at dawn, that is all. By your grace, Big Birchtrude. The lone minstrel turns away, but Hedwyn stops him. Hold on, are you sure about this? Leaving the wagon in their care? All should be in accordance with my client's plan. You keep calling Sandalwood your client. He must reward you well. Aye, in a manner of speaking. He helped me find a sense of purpose I thought lost. Edwin nods at this, then turns to you. Well, my friend, I guess we'll see what happens, right? I'm off to let the others know. You find yourself with time for your vocations while the bog dwellers go about their business. We haven't tried this yet, let's try this. You find a relatively quiet clearing to study the Book of Rites with undivided attention. Through greater understanding comes the reader's influence. Attribute bonuses you bestow on all your fellow exiles who participate in the rites. Triumvirate, whose reader is well attuned to the book, has an inherent edge against its adversaries. So I can give everybody hope, quickness, or presence. I think I'm just going to go for an offensive build, so we're going to go quickness and glory. You concentrate on your knowledge of the 8 scribes and how together they compose the Book of Rites among their many feats. Inspiration comes to you in a flash, whether from the book or from within, you cannot tell. Gain the reader's influence, celerity. Each rank raises your fellow exiles' quickness, making them move faster. Finish studying. And continue. The lone minstrel finds you early the next day. Reader, it's ready. Please come have a look. The others are already there. The black wagon appears different now than it did even a day before. The hull is fully sealed and reinforced, and all manner of nautical equipment adorns the port side. Wow. You people seeing this? I'm gonna have a look around. The wagon should be fit for a sea voyage. Let us depart at your earliest convenience. What about Big Birchtrude? She then appears as if on cue. Tell that Sandalwood he owes us twice over. If I may, Big Birchtrude, you could tell him yourself if you wish to accompany us in our voyage north. Our group would welcome someone of your vast experience. Dare thee make flirtations upon us? No, Enough. But should you see that Sandalwood, tell him also to come and visit us again. Now, be gone from here and tell no one we were paid in favors. She slithers off without another word. Soon the lone minstrel breaks the silence. We are fortunate that she assisted us, but we should go, just as she said. I know the navigational controls and shall explain. This is so exciting, I don't know how to swim. Tizo seems to share Faye's enthusiasm for heading out to sea. I'm beginning to feel ill already. Your black wagon becomes seaworthy. The Sea of Solis awaits. Okay, let me get some water for my poor throat. Hold on. Worm Gulf. Before she left, Big Bertrude shared knowledge of a current that should draw you out to sea. On the ocean. You and your companions watch the sea as your wagon rolls over the gentle waves. We've crossed into Worm Gulf. I hope that all of you are acclimating well. The tempestuous Sea of Solis lies beyond this death-still body of water. Exiled worms from the Sea Dominion naturally congregate around here. There is no acclimating to these worm-infested waters. We risk everything to sail here. Exiled worms of the Sea Dominion tend to seek out the cold of the downside seas. Known for being reckless and single-minded, they were perfectly suited to fill the Commonwealth's front lines. As long as we follow the cold current Big Bertrude indicated, we shall be safe. If the next ride is in the middle of the sea, how will our adversaries meet us there? They shall find their way as we find ours. It is all part of the scribe's design. Now, reader, please confirm the next point on our sea journey. We seek the hulk of Oars. A carcass of the doomed exploring vessel Dazraban, lost in the waters of the downside. Bertrude's instructions are to navigate the maze of maws on a curving route bearing northeast. Outer Solis, fetid waters off the coast of Flagging Hands. The wagon continues rolling gently across the waves, which seems to you a welcome change of pace after having come from Flagging Hands not very long ago. However, Jadariel seems more concerned now than before, and paces ceaselessly. When she notices Ruki, she stops him for some questioning. Greentail, how's he doing? Who, Hedwin? Oh, he's pretty much the same. Been up all night, retching into the waters if I had to guess. His first time out to sea? His first. She turns to you. Reader, please check on Hedwin when you have the opportunity. He requires our support, and we require swift recovery. You wish them a good afternoon as you go check up on the others in the group. Later, you find Hedwin looking out of sorts. Oh, hello, my friend. It's just, the sea hasn't been good for me, I guess. It's funny, all this trouble, just to get back to Commonwealth of all places. Hey, tell me something. What do you miss the most about that place? Sure, it was highly illegal, though just the same, you miss having had access to those volumes. Few friends you had. Your life was almost always difficult, but several of your longtime confidants did help you get by. You have made conscious efforts to discard most of your memories of living in the Commonwealth. I'll save my friends. You tell them that there were those who did support you over the years and that it pains you now to be apart from them. Yeah, I hear you, my friend. There's someone I miss terribly back there myself. I'm sure that's when you make it out of here. Your loved ones will be waiting. That when? Anyway, I'll be fine, I think. Thanks for checking up on me. You sense he wishes to be alone. There's not much to be done for him now. Hedwyn's too ill to conduct the next rite. Great. I'm sorry for my interruption, reader. Please again confirm the next point on our voyage. According to Bertrude, the celestial landmark you seek is beyond this strait. Ooh. By the scribes. The sea. I didn't know it was so beautiful. Having escaped the waters of Worm Gulf, you can now see what must be the Hulk of Ars far on the horizon. Not everyone has taken well to the sea voyage, however. Tizo is wondering if Hedwyn is feeling better. He requires further rest, Tizo. All we can do is to wish him a swift recovery. Reader, sir. From this point, our voyage must diverge from Bertrude's instructions. Please consult with your companions about which course to take. So we can go to Underking Pass. The north current toward the Hulk of Ors runs as quick as Underking Ors himself. Faye believes that the 8 scribes shall bless you here. Fathomless Trench. The south current toward the Hulk of Ors teems with fish and other sea life. Tizo wants to fish for something tasty. A blessing or fish? I think I like the sound of a blessing. I like the song. You find Faye gazing down into the depths. The water is so very beautiful, and yet it's very dangerous. They always said it's very dangerous if you fall in or drink enough of it. Did she say everything in a question? But the scribes, they have protected us and they are watching, I just know. Even out here in the waters of Underking Ors, they urge us on. I feel it, I just know. 7th of the 8 scribes of the Book of Rites, known as the Persevering or the Sea Sojourner. The legendary leader of the Worm's undersea crusades sought to reach the edge of the abyss. There's no denying that the north current sends you quickly on your way. Perhaps it is the thought of reaching land again, but you can sense a spring in everybody's step. Companions gain +2 quickness for the next rite. Nice. I like how the song ended right there. At last you arrive at the Hulk of Ors. After journeying across the sea, it seems the next rite is to commence here soon, though there's no sign of your next adversaries yet. Got a new page, got someone to talk to, got the market. Oh, hey you guys, funny running into you out here right in the middle of the drink. Know what I mean? Not a lot of customers today, so have a look. I'll give you a good deal. Thorn Knot. When aura casting raises the bear's maximum range 8%. Pinch of Stardust. Can I just buy this? Yeah, sweet. Ha! I know you're going to like that stuff, guys. It's pretty woo, know what I mean? And if you want some more, now I just know the individual and his dad who can get it. Catch my meaning, yeah? Just stop on by some other time. We'll get the cheap ones. We'll upgrade his to 20%. We'll upgrade his. So he deals more damage to the Pyre. 17 instead of 15. Pleasure was all mine and Dad's, you guys. Nautical bell. Among the Black Wagon's seafaring equipment, Headwind uses it to signal when food is ready. Got some fish. Silver cudgelhead, a limbless, cold-blooded creature rescued from the sea. It is fully grown and has led a rich life. What's this? The Emperor Solium Mur knew not of this, of course. His expedition yielded not the treasure he desired, but brought him closer to his country than he had ever been before. As he traveled down the river Sklorian in pursuit of greed, he found instead an inkling of shame. He saw the sunken faces of his people, heard their words for him. In time he could not ignore it, and it proved more than he could bear. The river finally claimed him, his belongings, and his retinue. Once the people heard, I understand they cried with joy. Perhaps he ought to have perished, but the mercy shown to him, I think, is what transformed him. Reader, a moment of your time. You ask what's on our mind? Headwind. He's beginning to recover from his illness. However, its sudden onset serves a reminder, I believe. I have known Headwind since he was a child. Even now, I hesitate to say that he has grown. Nevertheless, there are such things that even I would never say to him directly. For instance, I struggle with his confidence at times. Whether he leads us to our freedom or our doom, I am ambivalent. Speak not a word of this to him, of course, in case that is unclear. I shall tell him on my own way, in my own way, and if and when the time requires. In any case, when times remind me of his mortal weaknesses, I end up having to consider what should happen should we become separated permanently. She trails off a while. What I mean to say is, you should know that I am fully pledged now to his quest of ours, this quest of ours, whether Headwind is the one to lead us to its end or not. I have my reasons. One of them is him. I expect the same holds true for you. That is all I wish to say. Take care, reader. She nods and brushes past you towards the door. Alright, let's commence. Having landed at the Hulk of Oars, you and your fellow exiles now anticipate the hour that the rites are to commence again. What do you think, Tizo? Don't I look like Mr. Headwind? Tizo is worried that Headwind is still feeling unwell. Wait, I think... What's that? A serpentine creature emerges from the water, followed by several others of its kind. You recognize it as a worm of the Sea Dominion. A vast and war-torn undersea regime, home to untold numbers of amphibious worms. Having conquered their waters, the worms clambered onto the Commonwealth shores in search of new wars. What they're all doing here you see plain by their ritual raiments. The nearest one somehow loosens its mask. Good sirs and good ladies! So it is you that heed the summons to glorious competition against this knight and his brigade. Well then, let us do battle now without delay. More than our freedom is at stake here, but our very honor, and this knight fully intends to reclaim his. Oh, and lest this knight forget, he is called Sir Gilman. He salutes you all on behalf of the Pyre Hearts, until the contest. He is a once proud knight of the Sea Dominion on a self-made quest to regain his honor. Pyre Hearts, a triumvirate of worm knights who perceive the rites as great battles to be won. He splashes out of view just as the stars above begin to shimmer with strange light.
Relentless, aren't we, reader? Even the vastness of the sea was not enough to thwart your coming here. Unto the Hulk of Oris. You would be wise not to underestimate your adversaries here, despite their pitiable look. I am, of course, referring to the Pyre Hearts. These rites are but another war to them, and that makes you their mortal enemy. Expect your battle to be glorious.
Your fellow exiles are gathered on the rotting deck of the Hulk of Horus as your adversaries climb into view. Ruki paws up to them. Say, what are you worms even doing here? Can't you just swim back to the Commonwealth or the Sea Dominion or wherever it is you're from? Haha, an excellent point. It seems then that these adversaries in the rights are clever, wouldn't you say, sire? Just get rid of them already, Gilman. As your commanding officer, this knight hereby commands it. Hark! This knight wishes to introduce his noble commander. No warm knight in history has withstood as many frontline battles. Doff your helm, sire, as is our custom. May our adversaries tremble at the sight of you. Sir Gilman attends to his commander's mask despite his protests. Well, wait, give this knight his mask. This knight hereby presents you the great Sir Deluge, a noble visage, is it not? He is a petty worm knight of the Sea Dominion who somehow survived countless battles. Sir Deluge trembles and squirms. So yes, you can swim or no? Ha! Of course we knights can swim. All knights of the Sea Dominion can. But we are exiles in this land, the same as ye. We can swim, 'tis true, but 'tis summarily impossible to swim back up the river down which we are flushed to end up here. Nay, there's but one way to return. Silence, Gilman! Nobody cares, but back to your post. Sir Gilman hesitates, but does as he is told. This knight knows who you are, Nightwings, and he's not afraid of you. He somehow climbs back into his mask and coils up to his full height. Now, on guard! The exiles of the Worm Triumvirate take their positions as you focus on the Book of Rites. Reader, Hedwyn's illness means he cannot help us here. He shall be counting on us.
Now, let us begin. Jodariel. Ruki.
I wasn't a fan of Tizo last time I used him, so we're gonna use Faye.
Faye,
Shiru-sama?
it is done.
Oh wow, I've heard so many tales of the Worm Knights. I thought they would be more impressive though. Gilman, status report. What is the enemy's position? They now stand ready to confront us, sire. A very brave triumvirate they seem to this night's eye. But brave? Air-sucking monsters, one and all. Pyre hearts, be ready. What are these guys gonna do?
Now begin.
Ooh.
All of the Pyre hearts gone. The Nightwings thus assert themselves. Poof. Oh. Glory. Another battle.
Oh crap. Whoa, these guys are quick.
Zap. How very sad for the Pyre hearts. They did it.
Gilman, your form is sloppy. Fight them as though your miserable life is on the line. Your words do wound me, sire. This knight gives every right his very, very best. Though, perhaps we do have much to learn from such a brave triumvirate as the one whom we now face. Whose side are you on? Get out of there and vanquish them at once. Our adversaries stand divided. Let's take advantage of the opening.
There seems to be dissension in your adversary's ranks. 'Tis little one, the flames of freedom.
I'll Just go with the big girl then.
Glorious.
Ooh.
It is done. The Nightwings prevailed. Their adversaries proved no match for them. The ceremony is complete.
I expected more from the Worm Knights of the Sea Dominion. Those worms were quick alright, but Rookie Greentail's quicker. The sea was making me a little queasy, honestly, but we still won. We won. This knight commends you, noble Nightwings. Gloriously fought indeed, and this knight shall wistfully remember this defeat until the end of his days. Silence, Gilman! This is all your fault, and now cavorting with our enemies? How dare you? This knight was but attempting honorary compliments, sire. Is it not in accordance with the rights to praise one's adversary on a worthy outcome? Worthy? This knight will show you worthy, you miserable little minnow. You are a failure, Gilman. Get now from this knight's sight. Aw, poor Gilman.
What stirs now in the hearts of all these exiles? Something's awakened in the moon-touched girl.
The scribes. They whisper to me, they do, from time to time. Nice. Wright's mastery is enhancing a savage's deafness and trickery. None could predict or outsmart Calum or Ropecaller, chief aide of the Emperor of Sar. Wright's mastery is enhancing a savage's aggression and persistence. The Ropecaller was an idiosyncratic man whose interests he kept to himself. The brief charge-up time before Faye can cast her aura is greatly reduced. Ooh. Flings the orb faster and farther. Salute. Faye sprints and jumps without using stamina while grasping the orb. Wow. No charge-up time before jumping or sprinting. She slows nearby people while sprinting. Faye jumps and power jumps farther than usual. Faye is banished while jumping. She shall instantly return at the origin of her jump. Ugh. I like this right now. She can sprint quickly.
Until the stars align.
After besting the Pyre Hearts in a decisive victory, you at last return to the wagon with your companions. There's little discussion of the Pyre Hearts, who seem to have already swam off towards wherever the next stars directed them. Instead, your fellow exiles' attentions turn towards your companion, who is absent for the rite. How's Edwin? The lone minstrel makes a sound, but no words form as of yet. I urged him to remain bedridden. And? And he simply would not listen. I'm very sorry, but... Wait, what? Everyone stares at the lone minstrel in stunned silence. The lone minstrel breathes a heavy sigh. But then... Oh, thank God. Hey, what's with the long faces, everyone? Minstrel! I should wring that neck of yours. As I was attempting to explain, Edwin is already up and about, despite my having strongly recommended further rest. Those that are unaccustomed to sea voyage and take ill, they are very likely to experience further symptoms if they do not remain bedridden or at least sedentary. Edwin is running a considerable risk of having to spend another night in great discomfort. What are you, a doctor? Nay, although I traveled once with one, extensively. Look, I appreciate your caution and concern, Tarek, but I'm pretty well accustomed to discomfort here, and I had to see how things turned out tonight. I haven't had to stay out of a rite like that before. So, you're back among the living then, Edwin. I was just seasick. Nevertheless, your full recovery requires rest. I think we could all use some rest after tonight. Anyway, thank you everyone for your concern, and I'm sorry that I worried you or caused you further burden. He turns to you. My friend, what do you say we figure out where to go next? I'm beginning to miss being on solid ground. You follow him outside where the night sky awaits. Hey, I wanted to thank you for conducting the rite back there without me being there. I could rest easy knowing you and the others would get through it. Anyway, I'll leave you to your reading. I can't begin to imagine where we'll be off to next. We're well past anywhere in the downside I've ever been. Even Jody hasn't gone this far. He bids you a good evening as you turn your attention back to the sky. Triesta, the Silver Star. The Silver Star burns bright over the fissured lands of Black Basin. Still further north, then. Not simply north. This shall prove difficult. What's the problem? Our destination is beyond the Deathless Tempest. A vessel such as ours has little hope of traversing it intact. A tempest raging in the Sea of Solace, seemingly for all eternity. A storm that arose after the death of the sea titan unfathomed Plurns never has entirely subsided. Can't we go around it? Given our confrontation with the Pyre Hearts, our chances back in worm-held waters would be even worse. Come on, people. It'll just be another day in the downside. Go get yourself some sleep while we still can. Bet you'll still feel better in the morning. Your optimism is infectious. Isn't it? You all concur that rest is in order, for the sea journey has been taxing to everyone. Come daybreak, you shall find a way to sail past the Deathless Tempest. What's up, Faye? See if we can do a challenge. Nope. There's an undulation I have sensed, reader, which means I think that your black wagon sails the seas. Am I not right? Of course I am. She laughs at this, or at herself, perhaps. I scarce remember the sea. It's been a little while since I bathed in it, you understand. My memories of it are wistful nonetheless. Although, if I remember correctly, the Sea of Solace is a disgusting mockery of the Emerald Seas near the Empire. The Empire of Sard dominated the known world for millennia, till the doomed reign of Solium Mur. Never shall we make the wicked heirs of our predecessors, the Archjustice Androboles the Fourth. Do be careful out there, will you? Now, let me cease my prattling, lest I extend my sentence by another such eternity or two. We had best stick to business. Bid farewell. Faye. Oh, hi, mister. I'm so happy right now. I'm happy because I was so worried about Mr. Hedwin for a while there, you know? He was so kind to me when we first met. Him and Miss Jodario and Mr. Greentail, and you too. But I just really like him. She sighs. She seems happy to be here. Say, do you, trails off for a moment. Do you think he likes me too? Why not? Encourage her. You suggest to Faye that if she has certain feelings for Hedwin, that she should let him know. It is a rare privilege to feel loved. She stares at you a moment. Then she begins to laugh. Oh, you're silly, mister. I didn't mean like him like that. That's so embarrassing. Besides, I think that maybe he's a little old, you know? I'm going to go cheer him up. This is a funny story. She bounds off, leaving you to ponder what just happened exactly. Faye gained one hope. Continue the journey. Ragged Rock or Froth Sea? Rookie spotted wreckage in the area and believes there could be valuables. The north current towards Stormwall passes by old carcasses of ships long gone. Froth Sea. The south current towards Stormwall brims with large sea creatures. Tizo seems very eager to see the wagon head in this direction. Let's go for valuables this time. The remnants of a shattered fleet do little to raise the confidence of your companions, given that the massive deathless tempest rages to the north, not far from your position. We ought to be more concerned with that storm than in finding trinkets, Greentail. Oh, relax already, Jody, and let me do my job. I don't show up when you're out there keeping watch and start telling you to come off of it now, do I? You interrupt me in the middle of my work no fewer than 4 times per day. They go on like this for some time before turning to you. Investigating the wreckage is going to take some time, but you may find something to show for it. Sure. You suggest it may well be worthwhile to continue searching through the wreckage after having come this far. Ruki grins wide. Knew you'd see it my way, chum. Now let's see what we can get. After an exhaustive search... sorry, chum. I think I was just chasing the refraction of the sun or something. There's nothing down there. Great. Jadario fumes at all this but says nothing. Jadario lost one hope. Damn. You and your companions look upon the deathless tempest. The stars demand you sail beyond it, yet the very thought is beyond reason. Then, something in the nearby water stirs, and from it springs something familiar. Hold, good ladies and good sirs. This knight beseeches you to hear him, if you please. What is it now, worm? The rites are ended. We have no further need of you. Oh, but you do. And in turn, this knight has further need of you, good lady. Out with it, then. Let us be joined. Let this knight join you, please. Can you believe this, Hedwyn? Not really, no. Nay. Look ye not so surprised. Your valor in the rites did stir this poor knight's soul. He swears to you upon his long-lost honor as a would-be knight-errant of the Sea Dominion that he shall serve you to the end. What about your other worm friends back there, the Pyre Hearts? They are base cowards! This knight can no longer abide such spineless characters, having witnessed true glory in our clash upon the hulk of oars. One of the downside celestial landmarks, a carcass of the doomed exploring vessel Dazraban. Never before have we been trounced so thoroughly. And furthermore, this night shall aid your passage through the deathless tempest. Is it not so that you seek passage to the north? With this night's aid, you shall achieve your wish. Sir Gilman continues to persuade you for quite some time. He seems to know a way across the storm, some sort of long-held secret among worms exiled to these waters. Jadario pulls the rest of you aside after Hedwyn gives her a look. Are you most sure that Sandalwood would want this thing along? Mostly sure. Sandalwood wants something for each mask, or someone, and this one seems about as good as we're going to get. Jadario glowers back at the worm, who tries his best to look presentable. Hedwyn is more gracious. He tells Sir Gilman that if he promises to help you cross the Deathless Tempest, then he can come along for now. This knight is overjoyed, and he hereby swears to see you pass the storm. Though first, this knight requires you consent. Give unto this knight your blessings in the name of the Nightwings, and thus shall he go forth. Yes? Tentatively agree to whatever he is asking so we can get on with it already. As you begin to say something in response, Sir Gilman cries out in triumph. He vanishes into the depths, yet through his close encounter with him, you cling to some sense of where he is going and what he intends to do. Sir Gilman is determined to help you cross the Deathless Tempest. Determined to prove himself to you in the Nightwing, Sir Gilman emerges somewhere in the outer reaches of the Sea of Solace and calls out to you. Master Reader, if you can hear this knight, then he implores you now. Lend him your guidance. This knight's objective ought to be not far east of here. Today we shall bring peace to the embroiled sea. Know, however, that among this knight's brethren, the actions we're about to take are highly forbidden. But they are highly just! Thus, Sir Gilman sets forth to quell the storm that rages to the north. Traverse the reef. Now, these guys are quick as hell. Hark! Yonder lies the foul spawn of unfathomed plurns, boiling the seas with their wrath. The sea titan, once slain by the scribe Underking Oars. Her brood lies dormant in the sea. Tales of her monstrosity long spread across the world. Exiled worms within these waters long have harbored these abominations, using them to bar passage through downside channels for any save this knight's own kind. Be gone now from here, fiends. This night shall finish what the Underking Oar has started. Sir Deluge. Hold it right there, you traitorous slug. How dare you turn your back on this knight? To your superior? Superior by rank no longer, for we no longer serve the Commonwealth. Last this knight checked. Here you hold no sway over this knight. Ah! And what have you done to the spawn? Have you no honor left at all? This knight has done that which required doing. His honor cannot sink much lower anyhow. He figured this would be an ideal time to free himself from servitude to you. Why you? You dare staunch the Tempest for those Nightwings? Good, Sir Deluge. This knight was born to dare. Now come and fight this knight if you so dare as well. Ah! Pyre Hearts, banish him. Banish the Pyre Hearts. What now, Sir Deluge? Shall you not face this knight yourself and leave the dirty work under your charges? Fine. Gilman, you wish to stand against your commander? Then have it your way. Sir Marsh, Lady Seagrass, to me. Banish now this troublemaker. Worm Knight's duty bound to serving Sir Deluge and the Pyre Hearts. See ya. You are the master of this knight no longer, Sir Deluge. Thus shatter our fraternal bonds. This knight would say it was an honor serving you, Sir Deluge, but that would be a bald-faced lie, and yet another stain upon his blackened reputation. Until we meet again. Wait, you lowly traitor! This knight will have your head, Gilman! As the day wears on, there's still no sign of the Worm Knight. Your companions grow restless, but then... Hail! This knight returns with newfound tales to tell and new scars to show for them. Sir Gilman is sopping wet and visibly shaken. He struggles to maintain decorum. He is, in short, the very image of a Worm Knight. And more importantly, that little Tempest ought no longer pose a threat for now. Behold! As if on cue, the deathless Tempest begins to simmer and subside. Passage. Would you look at that? He really did it. Of course this knight did it. Now, if it would be alright with you, this knight could really use some shut-eye. The Worm Knight then collapses in exhaustion. You and Hedwyn help him up. A deal's a deal, Sir Gilman. Welcome to the Nightwings. Huzzah! Sir Gilman joined the group. He also revealed a path north for you. Bid him welcome. Sir Gilman revealed a gap in the storm that seemed safe enough to traverse. Deathless Tempest. With Sir Gilman's aid, you managed to breach the Tempest. You were true to your word, Worm. I shall give you that. But now what? We're stranded in this cursed storm. A most excellent question. And from one most fair. Call me that once more, and I shall tie you in a knot. Ah, and from one most spirited as well. This night was wide to side with ye. Just, where do we turn from here? Answer the question now. Sir Gilman does no such thing, although eventually he does make note of a specific current that should lead you to the lands beyond. If I may, I can corroborate Sir Gilman's account. We're close to making landfall. Then let me be the first to say, let's go. You're on the verge of sailing across the Sea of Solace. Say, Tarek. Aye, Rookie, what is it? That loot you're always carrying around. You know how to play that thing, don't you? Why, I suppose I do. Good, because I was thinking it's a little gloomy here and we could use a little tune to lighten up the mood, know what I mean? Aye, then let me see what I can do. Sir Gilman claims the downside's northern landmass should be just beyond these waters.
The valley ran with sorrowful tears and filled the waters high. The misty morning over the brine belies a leaden sky. The stars all hide away from the chill until the evening rise. Oh, oh, oh,
At last your wagon rumbles onto solid, jagged ground. The land called Black Basin. Your fellow exiles unpack the wagon so you can take stock of how best to reach your destination.
The Titan met her end on its prow, forsaken by the tides. In death she leaves her stain on the place. The tempest never dies. Her final throes and shivers and
One sec.
shakes 1,000 years gone by. Oh, oh,
Nice song.